we are back now with our Consumer Confidential and some really important information if you are looking for a new job or you just want to make sure that you're keeping up with the competition. LinkedIn is out today with their list of skills on the rise. And here with an exclusive first look, one of our favorite guests, LinkedIn's editor-in-chief, Mr. Dan Roth. Always good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to get into these skills in just a moment. But first, we know that there are folks right now, a lot of folks, especially down in the D.C. area, who've experienced job losses. They might be worried about keeping their jobs. What can you tell us, just in a macro sense, just the job market in general?
Yeah, I mean, if I had to give one word, it's competitive. So we did a recent survey, found that 54% of people in the U.S. are saying they are going to look for a new job this year. They're looking in a tougher job market. There's now about 2.5. One of the things we do is kind of take a temperature check for jobs across the nation. There's now 2.5 applicants for every open job. Right after the pandemic, that was on average 1 applicant for open jobs. It quickly went to 1.5. It's now 2.5.
So I want to make sure I understand that. So for every job posting right now, 2.5 people are applying for that job.
Exactly. But that's an average. So, you know, some jobs are going to have 1,000 applicants and some are going to have none. But it's just a way for us to tell, like, what is the market at right now? I'll tell you that the hiring rate is down about 3.5% year over year. So companies are hiring less. It's not a disaster, but it's not great out there, which is why it's so important to know, like, what skills that you need to have to be able to, like, look better when you're applying.
So what are those skills on the rise right now, and how did you pick them?
Yeah, so first of all, we look at 3 things. What are the skills that are most quickly being added to people's profiles? We look at everyone who got hired in the last year and what skills they have on their profile. And then we look at the presence of new skills on job postings, on paid job postings. So we're trying to see, like, what are the skills that people have and are adding quickly, and then what are the ones employers look for. Number one will not surprise any of us. It is AI literacy. That's kind of an umbrella term for a bunch of AI skills. So AI is going to change about 55% of people's jobs. This is a big change coming. Employers want to know that you have these AI skills. Now, the good thing to know is this is not like a go learn to code moment. This is get familiar with how to use AI, try out the tools, think about how to apply them in any role that you have in any job that you've got.
All right. I'm sorry. As far as I was kind of fascinated by this.
Thinking about switching careers?
I was thinking after this, I might have to. Basically, what about human-centric skills?
Yeah.
The idea of actually being able to talk with people.
Totally. So this is what employers know right now, that AI can do a lot of, they can do research, it can do reasoning. Increasingly, AI is being applied to robotics, and so you're seeing it start to do physical jobs. So the jobs that we get hired for now are going to be ones where your human skills come out first and foremost. So if you look at the rest of our list, you know, number 2 is conflict mitigation. For the first time, we have 5 generations working together in the workforce.
5 generations?
5 generations.
Wow.
So from the silent generation to, I guess, Gen Z, and Gen Alpha is about to come in. And so you've got the situation where people think differently. How do you deal with conflict in the office? AI cannot do that well today. And then also people have new ideas, and how do you sort of deal with that? You want to be able to look at things like innovative thinking is another one. Public speaking is on our list, which I'm practicing right now. So thank you for that. Adding this skill. But this is the key is, like, think about what are the ones that you can do as a human and how can you apply that.
Public speaking is fascinating because, and again, not to generalize or stereotype, but I do find that a lot of younger employees, they seem to have a little bit more difficulty expressing themselves in public than some of the older employees.
It's true, and this is what employers, we hear this all the time. Like, I interview a lot of CEOs, and one of the things they say is the most important thing is EQ, this ability to talk about what you've learned, to get people on your side, to be persuasive. Like, that's critical. So you have to practice it all the time.
Really quickly here, if someone's watching this or they're maybe listening on Sirius XM and they're thinking, you know what, I might need to brush up my resume. I need to dust this thing off. What are some things that people can do to jazz up the resume?
So number 1, add all these skills explicitly to your profile or your resume. Get certified. There's all kinds of certificates you can get to show that you have this. But then just start, like, talking about how you have these jobs. Show employers when you go in for a job interview, you want to be able to show that you have these skills. You want to, like, have anecdotes about how you've applied them at work. But the key thing is really just to be able to say that you should explicitly say that you have these skills. It's important.
Not assume that people would know.
Absolutely.
Well done. Thank you,
Dan.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.